guys, what's up? Welcome back here to the channel. And man, really appreciate you guys checking out today's video and spending some time with me today. And what I want to do in today's episode, guys, I want to talk about some of my favorite baits to fish in the month of July. And what I want to do a little bit different, I did a video on this actually on my main channel, Intuitive Angling, but I want to mix it up a little bit in this particular video, give you guys some deep water options and some shallow water options, sort of talk about how I like to fish them and the conditions they work the best in. Because July, man, it can be sort of feast or famine. I've had some really good days in July's, and I've had some struggling days too, but I'm gonna really go over some of the good options that you have if you like to fish deep, mid-depth, or shallow in today's episode. And also, guys, I'll link all these baits that I'm talking about today in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to pick some of them up, using that link's a good way to help the channel, and really appreciate that. Okay, the thing about July bass fishing, guys, is you can pretty much fish how you want. It's like if you like to fish deep, you can fish deep. If you like to fish for suspended bass or some suspended bass, and if you like to fish shallow, there's a lot of still fish to be caught shallow depending upon how your lake's set up. But I've got 4 lures here I want to talk about, 2 for the deeper water and 2 for the shallow water that I catch a lot of fish on this time of year. Okay, the first one, this is a really good bait in July, is a popper, guys. This is an early morning deal though. This is something that's not gonna work all day long. This is the Mega Bass Pop Max, which is my favorite popper here. It's a little bit larger than most of them. I usually fish it like on 12-pound test mono, medium action bait cast rod. Like I said, I'll link all this stuff in the description. But guys, a popper in the summertime of the year, I think it's the best topwater you can throw in the month of July. There's a lot of different topwaters that are available, but it seems like to me they like the size of a popper and the action and what it does, the noise it makes or whatever. But I catch a lot of bass in July right off the bat in the morning on a popper. Now, guys, I'll tell you an easy way to catch fish. If you want to catch some fish on about any lake that you go to, get out there at about daylight. Once that sun starts getting up, put you on this Pop Max and fish it around any riprap banks that you have. Bass are notorious for getting shallow on riprap in the month of July because what they do is, you know, they live on riprap all year long, even in July. During the day, those bass will sulk off in deeper water off those ripraps, and sometimes they go way out off them and suspend out off the bank. But at night, they move up and feed on those ripraps because it's a great place for crawdads and perch and stuff. And you can catch this bite for about an hour or 2 in the morning with a popper, you know, if you can get out there early. So just target that riprap, throw it right to the bank, and just cover as much water as you can while you still got shade on the bank. It's a really good deal. Okay, the next one, guys, this is a deep water option for you. If you guys like to fish ledges or points or drop-offs or anything like that, guys, get you a big swim bait, just a 5 or 6 inch swim bait. A lot of different ones out there. This Mega Bass Mag Draft is a real good one you can use, the freestyle here. Put it on a heavy head, like a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce head, and throw this thing out on those deep water structures and just crawl it along the bottom. What you want, you're not working this through the water column. Say the bottom of the screen's the bottom of the lake. You just want to crawl it right along the bottom and maybe pull it off the bottom a couple inches. But what I usually do is I'll throw it out there and I'll reel it. And if I lose contact with the bottom, I'll let it drop back to the bottom and start reeling it again and pull it up off the bottom. And it doesn't matter if you're fishing a drop off or a ledge or just a long flat point. In July, they really like a big swim bait on the bottom. It's sort of a unique presentation, but man, I've caught some good fish on it. I've caught fish doing that technique on a big swim bait on the bottom all over the TVA lakes. I've caught them all over the Ozark lakes here, Oklahoma. I've caught them at Grand Lake. It's a really good way to catch them in July there. Okay, next one, back to shallow water. You guys heard me talk about this, guys. I don't want this to sound like a plug because this thing is freaking awesome. Is this new black and blue tinsel, my Blaukat Throwback jig, living rubber, black and blue tinsel. They love a tinsel flash in the month of July. And we're gonna have these at Tackle Warehouse pretty soon, but right now you can get them at that Cumberland Pro Lures website. I'll put that link in the description. But get you a 1/2 ounce size, put you some type of a blue trailer on it. This is a Zoom Super Chunk here. And just flip it and pitch it around any shallow cover if you got stained water. You really need no more. It doesn't really work very good if the water visibility is over 2 foot. Ideally, I like that water visibility between about 6 inches and 1.5 feet is perfect. And just pitch it and flip it around whatever shallow cover you got. If you guys got some shallow grass or lily pads or cattails, it works good around that. boat docks, lay down trees, you know, just any type of shallow cover. In the month of July, they really like a big full-size jig with this black and blue tinsel on it in that type of water clarity. Okay guys, and the last one, back to deep water here. This is gonna be the same application as the big swim bait was for drop-offs and ledges and points, is a big hair jig. This is a big 1/2 ounce hair jig. It's got, you know, bucktail hair jig on it like that. You don't have to put any trailer on it. It's ready to go just like this. Put this thing like on 15-pound test fluorocarbon line. And it's sort of a unique presentation. What you wanna do is throw it out there, you know, on your point or your drop-off or whatever, and you don't work it like a jig or you don't snap it. What you wanna do is let it hit the bottom and reel it fast for 5 or 6 cranks. So you're wanting to reel that jig off the bottom, maybe 4 or 5, quite a ways off the bottom, 4 or 5 feet off the bottom. Just reel it real fast like that, straight up, let the jig go down and fall down like that. And guys, they will hammer this thing in July on any type of a drop off or a deep water structure. If you're catching them on a football head jig or a Tech Carolina rig or a crankbait or whatever, try backing it up with this white hair jig here. Again, I'll link all this stuff in the description. Most of the time on that hair jig is you'll reel it fast like that, and as you get to the top of your reel, they'll bite it right then, or when you let it fall, you'll just see your line tick. But anyway, guys, that's just 4 really good options for the month of July. Catch a bunch of fish on that jig, catch a bunch of fish on the popper, or if I'm fishing offshore, that big swim bait and that hair jig works really good. So hope it helps you guys out. We'll talk later.